Some leaders leave footprints, others leave libraries. You're tuning into the Authors on Mission podcast, where industry giants become literacy legends. In every episode, we talk with authors who turn their brilliance into books that transform lives. I'm Danielle Hutchinson, your host and Chief Creative Officer at Authors on Mission. Welcome to your authorship experience. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Authors on Mission podcast. Today, picture this. You're stuck in traffic on another Tuesday morning, watching some commuter train of cars filled with people heading to jobs they've outgrown, when suddenly a customized Harley roars past with intricate pinstriping that looks like rolling artwork. Well, that's Dave Letterfly Knoderer living his truth. He's been doing it for over 5 decades, in fact. And today on Authors on Mission, we're breaking every rule about conventional success. Our guest didn't climb a corporate ladder. He joined the circus as a teenager. He didn't settle into a suburban comfort. He mastered the art of hot equerry horsemanship while traveling North America. He didn't just write about adventure, he became the adventure. So Dave Knoderer has really transformed a teenage dream into a sustainable empire built on creativity, courage, and what he calls the 7 secrets to living the dream. So we're going to learn all about that today while we're discussing Dave's new book, Hit the Road and Thrive. It's not just about travel, it's about designing a life so compelling that Monday mornings become the opportunities instead of obligations. I'm your host, Danielle Hutchinson, Chief Creative Officer here at Authors on Mission, and let's dive right in. Dave, it's wonderful to meet you.
I'm happy to be here.
Of course, I think you're the most sunshiny, cheerful person I've talked to in a while. You must really be living that dream. You radiate happiness.
I'm very fortunate. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who, I just described a little bit about your past there. It's great that you're able to really just live your own dreams. So I guess I'd like to start off today with talking a little bit about you. What would you say was it that led you to writing your book? I mean, you've had a ton of experiences that really just added up to it, but was there a pivotal moment that kind of was the catalyst for it?
This book was actually inspired by one of my customers who said, Dave, you are living the dream, traveling the country, doing what you love, making people happy with what you do. You should write a book on how to do it. And so I did.
There you go. Yeah, answering a question that needs to be answered. People want to follow in your footsteps, so you went ahead and did it. But that's, not all, because you, of course, like I mentioned, have all these different experiences, good and bad, though, also. So I'm sure the book has to incorporate the good and the bad. Can you walk us through a little bit how writing this book was a transformation in your life? Because in my notes here, I have they went from alcoholism to journaling. You had to look at your moral inventory, basically, and that also is a big part of your writing career. Is that correct?
That's how it all started, was with the process of recovery. And that's, and like you just said, part of that is journaling, what we call the moral inventory. And once I discovered how cathartic that was, it started to expand into other ambitions. And today my ambition is to enlighten the reader. One of the things that drives my ambition today as a writer is to provide the reader with enlightenment in regards to what it is that could possibly be separating them from living the life of their dreams.
Right, exactly. And I guess that's what the 7 specific secrets are that help them figure that out, right? And I'm wondering, without giving it away, maybe you can give us a hint about one of these secrets that we can be excited for. Is there one that's more challenging than others?
There's one that's probably pivotal, and I think it's secret number 6, and that is when we make the shift from concentrating on what I call what's best for ourselves in regards to, conducting our business and providing a service and those kinds of things. And we turn it upside down and become what I call service oriented, where we're on the lookout for finding ways to be a blessing to those around us, our customers, our neighbors, or even the other drivers on the highway. And I think this is in contrast to the mainstream attitude that permeates society today, and that is that I may very well be enlightened to be entitled to, I'm entitled to receive thus and such and all that kind of stuff. And when we turn it around and we look for ways to enlighten other people, it's like a perspective shift. And when that takes place, our lives change. Instead of being offended by other people's behavior, all of a sudden, when we are seeking ways to lift other people up, no matter where they are, it changes our attitude. And as the result, we get to live, we get the payoff of being happy and satisfied with what we're accomplishing and receiving commendations from those around us who are being blessed in turn also. So yeah, that's probably the most impactful of the secrets, is the blessing that occurs when we shift the focus of our attention.
I see what you mean by that. You have to shift your perspective and your focus and really just hone in on what it is exactly that's going to bring you there and make you happy. I like that a lot. Now, I understand too that this book, it does balance painting techniques also along with that. Is that correct? Is that a method also of finding that true happiness, the painting? Would you advocate for?
I would say that, I'm creative in all areas. So painting is just one area that I find fulfillment. And I'm also a horseman. I've had horses for 30 years, and that's kind of a special relationship art form. And then writing is another one. And writing is probably the most specific in regards to how I can be the most beneficial to the reader when you compare it to producing artwork or having a healthy relationship with a horse. Authoring is by far the most beneficial and challenging too. So this book not only includes instructions in regards to practical relationship on the highway, pursuing your dreams, but it also refers to experiences that I've had with not only customers in my role as a servant with a paintbrush, but also there are episodes in here where I teach a lesson and I'm telling the story about something that happened with my horse. And there are other interesting anecdotes from my interesting history. Others include relationships with special influential people. And for an epilogue, I put the story of when I handled gold leaf in my role as a sign artist. And I tell the story of gold leaf, which is something that is just about lost today. And I was very fortunate to have experiences and develop my abilities as a gilder early in my career as a sign painter.
To ask a gold leaf, I just looked that up. You actually used gold itself. Is that correct? It's made of gold.
Yeah, very, very thin sheets of gold that are applied on a variety of surfaces to decorate.
That's really cool. That's really fancy getting to just like manipulate gold like that. That must have been an interesting part of your story too.
And yeah, and it was an interesting part of our history. There's a age they called the Gilded Age, and it was at the turn of the century, at the end of the 1800s, the beginning of the 1900s. People went crazy gilding things with gold leaf. There was gold leaf everywhere. And so that would have been an interesting age in which to live. There were plenty of talented artisans who did the gilding, and gold leaf was on all kinds of things that you could imagine. Carriages and trolley cars and the windows on the fronts of businesses and and all kinds of places. It would have been a fun place to see.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It sounds magical. Very rare too. So yeah, clearly, Dave, you've done a lot in your life. You've experienced such beautiful things, and so it makes sense why you need to write this down so others can learn from it and see it too. All that being said, though, you travel all the time. You're all over the country, so it must be a little bit different for you in terms of the writing process. Most people have their desk set up. I have mine right here. We're typing. It's a routine. For you, if you're on the road, it must be that you're writing somewhere else every day. Is that true?
Well, not every day.
Almost.
I'm at a different location every week. I have a route of Harley Davidson stores, and they're all pretty much on the eastern side of the country. I spend the summer between Philadelphia and Chicago, and I get to spend the entire month of August in Michigan, which is like heavenly. That's like one of the best places to be during August. And my writing style is to get up early. I'm an early riser, and I typically go to the diner with my laptop, and that's where I do some writing. I typically do 2 hours of writing, and then I open up shop at the Harley store about 9 o'clock, and then I'm busy pinstriping motorcycles and painting different designs and all kinds of custom stuff for my customers, and then typically knock off at 6 or 7 o'clock and have a quiet evening and get to bed early and get up and do it again tomorrow. And as you can probably imagine, if it rains all day, that pretty much kills it for the motorcycle traffic, because they don't want to ride their motorcycle in the rain to go to the Harley Davidson store, and that pretty much doesn't matter to me. If it rains all day, I just keep writing, and that's when I really get some writing done.
Got it. That's really cool. It's beautiful that you're able to do that and also just be so flexible with it too. Also interesting that the weather does play a factor in it. You know, you get more writing done when it does rain. That's interesting, because a lot of people, of course, the weather doesn't quite matter to them, other than, I like to look at the rain out the window. But for you, it gives you more of an opportunity too.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a different perspective on the rain, because a lot of people, oh no, it's raining,
Right.
I just don't have that attitude. It's like, I think I've been blessed with an optimistic attitude as the result of my mother, who was able to see the beauty no matter what.
I like that. I like that a lot, and I think that's what you have to do. You have to see the brighter side of things.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what is your writing setup like then? I think a lot of authors would find this useful. If you're always on the road, what do you use? A laptop? Do you have some type of like trinkets that are always there with you on the desk? I mean, I know I have mine. I'm just kind of curious. It's an important thing for writers.
I've got a little office set up in the RV, and that's where this Zoom call is taking place right now.
Perfect.
And so some of my office duties take place here. I've got the printer and the other odds and ends that you need in an office, but I actually thrive going to a strange place. I don't necessarily want to go to a place where there are 15 television sets all going at the same time, but I like a nice quiet diner with conversations going on around me and stuff, and I zoom into my project, and I'm quite content to be there in the middle of a bunch of people and just concentrate on the project that's in front of me. And so, yeah, that's my style. So I have the ability to just go to a place and fit right in and get to work.
That's wonderful, and I'm sure a lot of authors are inspired by that right now too. So, hey, I mean, I'm sure if they pick up Hit the Road and Thrive, they probably learn tips for following your footsteps a bit there, within those 7 secrets, of course. So
Definitely.
yeah. I guess that just goes to show everybody. You have to go over and click the link that we're going to put in the description box. You can check it out right on Amazon and learn more about it. Now, that being said, though, this isn't your only book. Hit the Road and Thrive is one of a couple that you've written. I understand you're also written Speedy Hurl Through Havoc, and I think there's one you have upcoming too. Would you like to speak a little bit about these?
I've got 5 books that are published on Amazon. We've got, you've already mentioned Hit the Road and Thrive and
Mhm.
Speak Hurled Through Havoc, which started as a way to honor my dad and kind of tell the story about the frustrating childhood I had, and then maturing through recovery, and then coming into a strong bond with my dad as we became friends before he passed away. So that's like a boy to man story. And then the next one is The Galloping Snapper. Now, the snapper is the slang for an itinerant sign painter. And so the galloping has to do with the horse. So I combined the two aspects to tell the story of traveling around the country with an ambition to perform with my horses with the circus, funding the entire operation with painting signs all over the country. This was back in the 80s when all the signs were still painted by hand. So that's The Galloping Snapper, and it tells the story about my relationship with alcohol and alcoholism and the turnaround that occurred as the result of starting on the path of recovery. And then the next book is actually called Kinker, Circusing the 70s, and that starts when I was 16 years old on the circus and goes to about 10 years of the ups and downs of my career, my exciting career with the different circuses all over the country. So, and that's Kinker, and it's actually an epic. It's an epic.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm working on another one now. It's going to be called Red Sorrel on the Road Home. And this is a story that's built around my relationship with my third horse, who was presented to me as a gift. And I credit him with the facilitating a miracle in my life. And I take this horse from a scared colt all the way to an award-winning performing horse, and we actually won first place at the Sarasota Circus Talent Competition back in 1989, and it goes all the way beyond my performing career into when he was a retired lawn ornament, and I take the reader all the way through his entire life, and especially through the point of where I had to put him down at the end of his life. And then it goes a little beyond that, and the payoff of the book has to do with this relationship that I found with the highway. Even though I have a home, I do have a home in Florida, and but that's, the part of the title, The Road Home, has to do more with a sense of belonging and a sense of connection, and the things that I learned as the result of my relationship with this horse. And it ends up giving the reader a payoff in regards to something more valuable than simply a physical place where you hang your hat. And it's in the works right now, and it's going to be another epic.
So, do you have a time frame on that one? Do we have a certain date that we could be looking forward to?
When it will be complete?
Oh, yeah, for us to, pick one up, read it ourselves.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm still in I just got the developmental edit back from my editor, and she's got me doing a whole bunch of stuff to it. So it'll probably be another half a year, I would guess.
Understood. Okay, well, hey, we can always stay up to date. Where's the best way for us to stay connected so we can, not only look out for the book, but perhaps any other news you might have to share? If we want to get in touch with you, people might be inspired by this podcast and they want to learn more. How can they reach you? Where can
It's real easy. I have a website that's easy to remember and everything. It's called letterfly.com. That's letter, Letterfly, letterfly.com, and you'll find all kinds of news about all the services that I provide, and you can read under the author section of that website, you can read all about all of these books that I've produced. And there's a place for you to sign up to receive my newsletter. I send a newsletter out every 2 weeks. And if some of your listeners would like to become advanced readers and read my book before it hits the presses, that's also an excellent place for you to reach out and sign up to get on that list also.
Understood. Okay, well, we're going to put the links to all of that in the description box today, as I mentioned before, so everybody listening could go ahead and click on over and get connected, because the more you're connected, the more you can learn, the more you can stay up to date, and the more you can find your own secrets to happiness, just like Dave has been talking about today. So Dave, as we begin to sort of wrap up, but not quite yet, I'm wondering if you have some other tips for us today. I mean, you've written memoirs, epics, practical guides, spiritual books. So I guess I'm curious to know, how do you approach each of these genres so perfectly and so differently, but while keeping a consistent voice throughout? I'm wondering if there's any challenge in jumping from one to the other.
That's what an editor is for. Yeah, the
Yeah.
editor keep me, I guess, grounded. But I think that what your readers will find perhaps the most valuable will be the unique insight that I have developed as a result of the interesting lifestyle. I was not one to enter into anything conventional, and as the result of launching myself out on the road in an interesting lifestyle, not only did I find a place to thrive, but I found a different attitude. There are a lot of people who are immersed in contemporary life that dream about someday hitting the road and living an adventure, but they don't have the correct mindset. And that's part of why I put this book together, to introduce them to the necessity of a different mindset for the time when they do hit the road. Because a lot of people hit the road with the same mindset that they use living contemporary life in a community. And it's completely different when we launch ourselves out into the unknown. So that's one of the aspects that it's part of my nature, and I'm uniquely qualified to teach because of my ability to thrive and be beneficial to my surroundings wherever I go, and then immediately fit in when I land somewhere. So definitely.
Right, definitely. No, I get that. And you have to make sure that you're adapting and able to thrive wherever you do land. And it's wonderful that you have the opportunity to go from place to place and do this, as we've talked about before. So all amazing stuff, all amazing stuff. And I think that's a useful tip for all of our listeners today too, being able to be so adaptive to whatever type of book strikes your inspiration.
Uh-huh.
So all that being said, I'm wondering if you do have any other last bits of advice for the audience today, either about the writing process or about the art of finding your true happiness.
The writing process has been and remains it's something that I wake up eager to become immersed in, because of not only the catharsis that takes place, but especially as I form the concepts and using the service mentality, find ways to make it beneficial to the reader, it ends up becoming a very rewarding thing that I'm involved in on a daily basis. It gives me life purpose, and it puts energy under my wings, I guess you'd say, or something. So the writing process has given me a completely new way of living my life, because I'm doing all of these things for the sake of the reader, and it's all due to, like we were talking earlier, about that dramatic shift that takes place when we are intentional about finding ways to be kind to the other people here on the planet, and finding a way for them to be nourished and entertained and inspired. And that's what fuels me to get up and do it again every day.
I like that. I like that a lot. And you're just, considering everybody else, as you said that too, making sure everybody's happy. I like that. It's inspirational to think about it that way. And it's wonderful that you've been able to come up with all this and put it together. And each one of your books does reflect this mentality too, which is even better, which is great. So wonderful stuff. I like it a lot. Any other tips for the writers out there today?
Best tip I can give for all the other writers out there is to be kind.
Be kind, yes. Kindness to others, kindness to our world, kindness to ourselves. It all comes into play. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it makes sense. Do you have an example of that, when kindness, when you were writing your own book, did benefit you?
And an inspiration occurred just relatively recently because I actually grew up in a frustrating situation with an older brother who had behavioral problems, and I've managed to mature into a loving, accepting, and ennobling relationship with my brother today, and that inspired us to collaborate on a book. Two brothers going from hatred to redemption. And I'm going to stick to my perspective in regards to the high functioning problem he had, and then he's going to collaborate and write stories in regards to the perspective that he had with the problem that he lives with, because he's affected that way. He has they didn't have a name for it when we were kids, but it's known today as Asperger's. It's a high functioning form of autism, and it's designed to be a helpful tool for frustrated people who don't understand how to have a healthy relationship with somebody who's produces bizarre behavior and cannot help it. So yeah, hopefully that'll be another big blessing to the world.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Really wonderful. You grew up through that, but then, turned it into something that truly helped you, I'd say, right? Like it kind of shaped who you are too.
That's one of the ongoing things that you'll uncover as you read through my books, is that all of these challenges that we go through in our lives are all designed for a higher purpose. It's up to us to turn the challenges into an opportunity, and especially when we turn it into an opportunity to help the next guy, then we end up with not only having a handle on productive, purpose-filled life, but just like the Hit the Road and Thrive book implies, we have yet another one of the secrets for living the life of our dreams.
I like that. And there we go, circling right back to those secrets, living the life. Nice and closed right there. So no, thank you. This has really been a wonderful chat today. I feel like I'm getting a master class into turning my dreams into happiness.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I think that everybody here today could probably say the same. And if we do want to learn more, we know you have all those books out there, ones that we can check out just by checking the description box of this podcast today, clicking on over. And thank you so much for coming on, Dave. It's really, really been a treat. Your journey just shows us that, if you can have an extraordinary life, you just have to make the decision to choose happiness and adventure over security, and just, really just go with it.
Definitely. Yep. It's all out there.
It's all out there. But yeah, to our listeners, if you're feeling that pull towards something bigger as well, something more meaningful than your current routine, then check out Hit the Road and Thrive. Just read. It's a roadmap, and you can also get more resources from DaveLetterfly.com. And so whether you're ready to hit the road literally or just want to inject more adventure and purpose into your current life, I think that this conversation, along with the book itself, has really just given us a really practical and profound way to do so. So yeah, again, thank you. And to everybody listening, just remember to keep writing, keep creating, and know that your mission as an author isn't just to tell stories, it's to live them boldly enough that others believe their own adventures are possible. And until next time, this is Danielle Hutchinson from Authors on Mission. Now, go write your own story. Have a good day. This is Danielle Hutchinson reminding you that somewhere, someone needs the book that only you can write. Visit authorsonmission.com to start your legacy. Until next time, keep leading, keep inspiring, and keep thinking in chapters. Have a great day.